Yeah, this is an interesting one. This is the fifth coffee house. Originally there was just meant to be 4, so it's great that this is continuing throughout the year and probably even beyond. So, as usual, I want to say a few words. If you're our second Youth Against Stigma coffee house, it may actually sound quite familiar. This time though, I'm not exactly wearing the pride shirt, but I do have a pin of Raymond Tobble, who was the gay rights activist who was brutally murdered by a gentleman with mental illness. The weeks following this senseless death, I found myself speaking out in preventing discrimination or stigma. This included the debate in potentially using tracking devices for patients. It got to the point where it made sense to out myself as living with schizophrenia in a place of my work. From the perspective of an ally, I can see many similarities in the persecution of those with mental illness and those whose sexuality is considered outside the norm. These are the hidden minorities. Sadly, with the civil rights movement, it seems that the bulk of the progress was focused on the visible minorities, particularly gender and race. I remember being forwarded a rant by Rick Mercer called Teen Suicide. In this video, Rick talks about Jamie Hughley and the 300 teens who take their own lives each year. 300 a year. The takeaway message was a call for gay adults to step up and be role models, not to only say it gets better, but to really make it better for the teens. But why can't we extend the same message for those who are living with mental illness? We have to be the role models to say this is treatable and push the system to make their lives worth living. As Rick put it, you can't be invisible, not anymore. 300 kids is 300 too many. These coffee houses make that sort of difference, but it's not enough. Back to drawing parallels, another opportunity that I was brought aware of not long ago is the idea of Mad Pride. It started in Toronto almost 2 decades ago as a one-day event called Psychiatric Survivor Pride Day. Since then, it has gained influence, spread to other cities, and the name has changed, arguably to reclaim certain stigma, bias, and slurs. There have been demonstrations such as bed pushes and marches, as well as venues hosting the arts and the name of mental health, kind of like these coffee house events. Currently, there's no Mad Pride in Halifax. The big reason, exactly, the big reason for this is that the events are, by design, provocative, controversial, and critical to the institutions that serve us. This makes it hard to get funding or even support from the government or organizations that can very well be at the receiving end of these criticisms. Yet, it's not impossible. Laura Burke, our performance extraordinaire, is attempting to bring Mad Pride here by starting small. The idea of it is, as it stands, is to have 3 days of art display and performance at the Bus Stop Theatre, which is right across the street from where Raymond Tobble was attacked. There's a lot of symbolism in picking this location, as it proves the unification between the rainbow and mental health communities, in spite of what went down 5 months ago. When it happens is somewhat up in the air, but we believe it would be sometime in the spring. If you're interested in being part or supporting such an event, I urge you to meet up with Laura. We are looking for any direction to make this possible. There's a website now to set up to check out, and at this point it's quite low in the nitty-gritty detail and minimalist in visual appeal. But there will be updates and ways to get involved as we go along. If you can't remember Mad Pride Halifax.wikispaces.com, don't worry. Laura and I have the link printed on slivers of paper, so you can take those home. Enjoy the rest of the night. I appreciate, and the ACT appreciates the turnout and overall support. It is you, all of you, and the ones that actually didn't end up being here tonight, or the previous nights. No, they're still, they were involved. They're still a part of the community, and a big thank you to those as well. So yeah, it is you that encourage us to continue with hosting these coffee houses. Thank you.